Welcome to gorgeous downtown LA here on E3 day -2.
-2.
Incredibly, not yet
started
officially
yet.
E3. We've just seen Anthem.
Yeah.
The end of the Xbox E3 conference here, and it's the new game from Bioware.
Bioware, lovely Bioware.
Yeah, and I
Everyone
brought
loves
you
Bioware.
here, Andy,
Me.
in front of the LACC to tell you all about it.
Excellent.
Let me tell you now. 5 things you need to know. You need to know.
I need to know.
About Anthem.
Also, you need to know them.
You lead the way, I'll follow.
I felt like the emphasis of the gameplay demo that we saw, this pre-alpha gameplay demo, exploration.
Oh yeah.
Open world, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the gameplay demo we saw, they were using jetpacks to traverse through. It was a kind of wooded jungle environment, but there was also a lot of exploration underwater. So, like, as big as the world was above the water, there was that much below as well.
Would you say there was a lot of verticality?
Yes, if I were a game developer on stage at E3, I would say there's a lot of verticality. I mean, this is going to be a really massive open world, and it seems like exploration is really going to be a focus of the game. They were using jetpacks to get around, and there was no sort of meter, there was nothing limiting the amount of jetpack use there. So I think they really want you to get out there, explore the environments, and not feel like you're sort of trudging from place to place. They want you to go out there and have a look and see what's out there.
All right, let's see what's up here.
And it looked really lovely.
Oh god, yeah, when they transitioned from above the water to under the water, that looked incredible. Like, the water effects were amazing, and it just went on forever. It seemed to be full of possibilities, I thought.
It's going to be visually a real showpiece, I would assume. It's not coming out until late next year.
Yeah.
So the Xbox One will be the Xbox One X, got to get used to saying that name, will be fully bedded in at that point.
The environment was like super dense with the foliage looked great, the underwater stuff, and then they were discovering areas as they went around. It was coming up with sort of on-screen prompts saying you have discovered this area.
Yeah.
So even if you've got an objective with your friends, you can take note of interesting things that you see as you go, and you go, I'm going to come back here later because that looks really interesting.
That really buzzed my old MMO RPG World of Warcraft instinct. Uncovering the map,
Yes.
like dinging new areas. That was cool.
It's the way I play like Fallout. I'll have a main objective and I will walk there and I will ping all these places on the map as I go.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, right, once I've done that, I'm going to come back
and find out what's going on in the Longfall ruins.
Yeah.
What happened here? Why is it called the Longfall ruins? How do I suddenly know it's called the Longfall ruins?
Oh no, I'm falling really far.
In the Longfall ruins.
And now I've died.
And now I'm ruined.
Yeah.
Speaking of jetpacks, they're not strictly jetpacks because it's sort of built into your Javelin, which is your exosuit,
Okay,
right?
yes.
So it's like a jetpack-enabled flying exosuit.
Yeah, exosuits,
Yes.
kind of like what they've had in recent Call of Duties. You know, you've got the jump pack. I was thinking it was going to be more like Titanfall, like big mech suits from the...
No, they're quite fitted.
From what they showed at EA yesterday, I was like, oh, cool, so it's like Titanfall. But this, they're a lot more...
They look snug in the gameplay demo.
Yeah,
You're looking inside the padded interior of one of these suits, and it's a tight fit. It's going to be...
They seem to have
better not have a big lunch, you know?
You're not going to fit in.
Scars have a heavy.
I have time to use that mortar.
But they had like different abilities on the bumpers and the different buttons, a lot like the mechs in Titanfall. They showed like a missile barrage attack where the character sort of painted a bunch of targets and then unleashed a load of stinger missiles on them. Which is exactly one of the abilities that Titan has in Titanfall. So it's like they're taking that kind of Titanfall gameplay where you're going to be able to customize the loadout of the exosuit depending on what kind of loadout you want for the different missions you do. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are a bunch of different loadouts you can take with you depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, they literally said you can customize the look of your Javelin exosuit and the way your exosuit plays. So I think that chimes nicely with what you just said.
Bam, looking good. Nice, you've got a mortar equipped.
Now, I know you're excited about loot. I know
generally,
you're just
and
in general,
specifically in this scenario.
And also, but I mean, you literally said, "Oh yeah, loot."
Oh yeah, loot. May have been my exact words. Yeah, I do enjoy a little bit of loot.
Oh yes, Jer's Wrath.
It is very Destiny, that kind of named epic weapons and stuff.
Oh, nice.
shipper storm incoming.
Can we talk about Destiny?
Yeah, we can, yeah.
And how much did Anthem make you think of Destiny? Andy, as someone who's played a lot of Destiny.
Actually, let's get some more people. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, I mean, it is obviously influenced by Destiny. They're obviously going for that sort of vibe. In the demo they showed, they had an event called a Shaper Storm, which reminded me a lot of the sort of public events that happen in Destiny. But this was, I didn't fully get the gist of what was happening, but it was some sort of big electrical storm happening in the jungle. Everyone joined together to sort of make their way through it, and I assume there is some end to that. Rather
Just
than
running with friends,
through a storm.
having a nice run. No, at the end of the gameplay presentation, they'd all jump into this sort of ball of electrical storm.
Yeah, but why?
But
Why did you do that?
I think that is the beginning of the Shaper Storm event.
Right.
I wonder if it's an instanced kind of large-scale
So
event, or
explain-
more like a Destiny public event.
Explain instanced events in this.
So in an MMORPG, you might be in a party or a raiding group or what have you,
Yeah.
and then you form up and you enter an instance. So it's a little closed-off section of the open world where it's just you and your friends rather than everyone on the server.
Okay. Yeah.
And of course, we don't know exactly how the open world works, how it's populated, what a server even means
Yeah.
to Anthem. But I wonder if you jump into this Shaper Storm electrical dealie, and then that's where it begins, and maybe you're in a separate little area that's not just there in the open world all the time. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds like it is definitely something that would work with this kind of game.
The wall. It's our armor.
Now, this is a Bioware game, and I am personally very attached to a very large number of Bioware games.
Yep.
But for me, story, characters, relationships, first and foremost, are what draws me to Bioware games. And this is a multiplayer game. It's an open world game. It's like a shared experience, a social experience.
Yeah.
I don't play Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yeah.
I like my kind of single-player story, so I am very curious to learn what story means to a game like Anthem.
Yeah, and just what the single-player experience is going to be like. I mean, they opened the demo with that story cutscene about the guy wanting to hire the freelancers.
Freelancer.
Fraxley.
Listen. There's trouble. Big trouble.
That seemed much more like a sort of single quest, like nothing in a sort of overarching story. But it would be very strange to me for them to make a whole new IP with Bioware that wasn't story-based.
But they're still out there. Somewhere. If you could just bring them back.
I feel like that's really what they've got to build their reputation on.
They would say, and I'm sure they have said, that story is in their DNA.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed, that is top of their list of priorities. Despite it being a social game, story is still of utmost importance.
I'll get to it tomorrow.
All right.
The little we know about the story so far is that you are a freelancer, your friends are freelancers,
Yeah.
like a mercenary or a bounty hunter or a soldier for hire, what have you.
That's pretty much it.
Fine. And you live in Fort Tarsis, or
Yeah.
you protect Fort Tarsis. It's a walled city.
It protects us from what lies beyond.
A bit Star Wars-y,
Bit.
bizarre looking.
Yeah, it's got that kind of Attack on Titan thing where everyone's safe inside the wall, but then outside the wall is very dangerous, and you don't go out there unless you're a freelancer.
But out there, you either live with the choices you make, or die trying to change them.
So
And there's a giant robot horse. We also know that,
Zapping around. Yeah.
and that's the entirety of what we know about the
But
story.
I mean, so far, romance unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed romance options.
So I mean,
Possibly none. I mean, it's a social game. A romance option in a social multiplayer game might be awkward, I'm just saying.
could be an emote.
Could be awkward, could be an emote.
Could be a
Yeah.
romance emote.
Yeah, it could
but come
be
on, it's
the equivalent
Bioware.
of Destiny dancing. It's like you smooch
You
player
do.
X. Yeah.
If you leave your character idle too long, they just start smooching people. That's-
And finally, this was
Yes.
your observation,
My
which was
observation.
very astute.
No numbers come out of people when you shoot them.
out of people.
So, you know,
Which
they're
is
going
classic RPG.
They're going for that persistent world sort of destiny thing,
Yep.
but they're not going for the more obvious signifiers of that, such as damage numbers coming out of people when you shoot them, which I think is great because I think it kind of takes me out of games like that when you shoot someone and a number comes out. It's, you know,
For greater immersion.
Yes, for greater immersion.
You like that stripped away.
Yeah, I mean it's pre-alpha. Who knows? They might add that in. They might add some other
They're
kind
still
of damage,
trying to add the numbers popping out of people.
or some other kind of damage signifier. You know, you don't know at the
How
moment.
else do you know when they're going to die, Andy?
That's true.
How
Well, you
sh-
shoot
how
them
long
with a
should I
big
keep shooting them for?
until they're on the floor and not moving. It's not rocket science.
That's so low tech.
Well,
Why
for
even
one,
be a space mercenary?
I for one am glad that numbers don't come
Oh,
out
actually,
of people.
are we on Earth? I mean, not right now. I know we're on Earth, Andy. I mean, in Anthem.
E3
Are
madness
we
is set in early.
ostensibly on Earth, or is it another planet? We don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't.
Add it to the list of unknowns.
Could be in the future.
The story doesn't end here.
Those were the precious few details we have about BioWare's Anthem coming next year at some point.
At some point. Yeah. Fall, hopefully, 2018.
Can't wait to learn some more about it.
Yeah, so yeah, keep it locked to Outside Xbox. We'll bring you more on Anthem as and when we have it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. How do we keep it locked to a thing?
It's just an expression.
Just an idiom. Just quiet, Jane. It's idiomatic.
Yeah, padlock yourself to your computer, and you'll never miss a thing.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't go away. There's more. E3.
Yeah.
It's not really started yet.
I know. Can you imagine?
Incredibly.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, we'll be in there at some point. They've
In
barely
the
let us
distant,
in.
the unimaginable
Yeah.
future. Thanks for watching this video from E3 2017. I know there's a lot of videos coming out of LA this week, but I reckon the best one all week is this one right here in front of me. You're going to want to watch this one.
Wrong. You actually want to watch this video from Outside Extra, our
What?
sister channel, which is superior in every way. Don't listen to Andy or his box of lies.
You could watch
Just
both
click
of
on
them.
this
Why
one.
not click on both of them? And then you will have both videos, and we're both good. Everyone's the same and good.